Hey guys, Jane here from the BSP Wrestling Show, and Raw is trash. I was going to say I'm bringing you guys a Raw review, but Raw is trash. There were some points that I'm taking away from Raw that I really want to talk about, because there was two great things that happened. Two great things. Well, three great things, but one of them tied into the other, so that's why I said two. Two great things that happened. The Roman Reigns and Samoa Joe thing, incredible. Great. I love what they did here. Roman Reigns came out at the beginning of Raw, and his announcement was that he's going to be the number one contender no matter who wins between Samoa Joe and Brock Lesnar at Great Balls of Fire, because he's the big dog and this is his yard. He said all the people he took out, and he said nobody can beat him one-on-one, and he said he retired The Undertaker and main event at WrestleMania for his third straight time. He says he and The Undertaker have respect for each other, but he wants the Universal Championship. And then Samoa Joe comes out. Joe came to the ring, no hesitation. He said Roman seemed to have forgotten what his name was. He got offended but he understood Roman had to come out here and say that he had a long list of people that he's beaten in one-on-one matches, and then he noticed that he wasn't on that list because Roman Reigns hasn't beaten him. So he said, let me reintroduce myself. My name is Samoa Joe, and I'm the true number one contender and the next Universal Champion. Put some respect on my man Samoa Joe's name. Everybody keep forgetting to put respect on this man's name, and he keep coming out here to check people. And he gonna keep laying hands on people if they don't put some respect on his name. So that's when Roman said that he never thought he would agree with Paul Heyman, but he says Samoa Joe will always be just Joe. He's not Samoa Joe. So he was just talking mad trash to him once again. And then Joe headbutt him. Reigns fell out of the ring. Joe chased him outside the ring, started throwing him into multiple barricades and the ring apron, and tossed him back into the ring. He went to go put him in the coquina clutch, but Reigns fought out of it, hit him with a Superman punch, and got Joe out the ring. Nice little exchange there, but Kurt Angle made a match for later on in the night between Reigns and Joe, and this was a great match. And right before the match, Samoa Joe was like, Reigns must have forgotten that he need to put some respect on my name when he talking about my name. When my name is in his mouth, he better put some respect on it. So these two had a brawl, pay-per-view worthy type of match. It was great. It was very entertaining. The crowd was invested in it. Samoa Joe, like I said, was trying to get Reigns to put some respect on his name, and he was going to beat the respect into him. And Roman continuing to try to prove why he's the big dog. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed every part of this match. This was great. But the best part, Reigns setting up for his comeback, and he's just in the corner like he's about to hit the Superman punch. He's just ready. Yeah, he's focused. And then we just hear beep, beep, beep. And Reigns ignored it for a minute, but he just kept going, and he's just like, okay, what the hell is that? He turns and looks at the freaking monitor, and guess who it was? It was an ambulance backing up into the arena, and out stepped Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman's back, baby. My man's is back. He came stomping out that dang ambulance, and then he went straight to the ring. Roman Reigns was looking in confusion because they built it up that Strowman wasn't going to be back for 6 months. Joe took the perfect opportunity to lock Roman Reigns in the coquina clutch and choke him out for the win. But that freaking pop that Strowman received when he popped out that ambulance, holy crap, the arena went bonkers. That crowd came alive. They came alive for that. They were already into that match, but it seemed like they took it up another 10 levels when Strowman stepped out. So after Joe won, he got the hell up out of there. And then Braun Strowman made his way to the ring. Once again, the crowd gave him an incredible pop. He gets into the ring, and he was like, you must have forgotten that I'm not finished with you. And he got him up, hit him with that little reverse choke slam. And then he picked the mic up again, and he cut a promo on him again. And it was pretty much just like, since I'm not done with you, I'm challenging you to an ambulance match at Great Balls of Fire. And then he just started celebrating. He just threw his hands up. Like, he wasn't trying to get the crowd to cheer for him, but he just was just like asserting his dominance. The crowd was throwing their hands up with him as well. The crowd was going crazy. Strowman is back. That was freaking great. So that was part one of the greatness that was on Raw that I will give them credit for. The second part was Kurt Angle built up the whole night that he was going to get to the bottom of who's been attacking Enzo and Cass for the past few weeks because they wanted him to get to the bottom of it. They came out, did their shtick and everything. Angle's in the ring. He brings out the culprits. He brings out the Revival and the Big Show. He talks to Big Show first, and Big Show was like, Kurt, you really gonna ask me this after all we've been through? We done been down the road together. I've known you for all these years, and you're gonna sit here and accuse me of doing this? And then he walks up to Enzo and Cass and calls them both soft. He said, if I was gonna attack you, I'd do it right in your face and I'd knock you both out. And he says specifically to Cass, because Cass was the one who was pretty much accusing him of attacking them. He was like, and you better watch your mouth because you biting off a little bit more than you can chew, and I'm going to give you more than you can handle. And then he looked at Kurt and was like, if this is really how you feel about me, if this is really what you're going to do, you're really going to accuse me of this, maybe I don't need to be on your show. And he walked away. So Kurt was like, okay, all right, well, we still have the Revival. So he talked to them, and they were like, look, we know we're not here to win a popularity contest. We're not guilty of that. But this time, we're innocent. And Kurt was like, you know what? I've been talking to the officials backstage, and they have some very solid alibis. I mean, they've been in the area every time for the past few weeks, but their alibis check out, and they aren't the ones that attacked them. So Enzo and Cass are just like, what the hell? Somebody had to do it. And then Corey Graves pipes up from the announce desk, and he said, Cass said something that isn't true because he was mad when Big Show left. Was like, see, he's walking away. He definitely did this. I had a lump on the back of my neck the size of a baseball, and when I got treated by the medical staff, they told me this and all this other stuff. And Corey Graves said he was lying about that. He said, I talked to the training staff, and they said that you didn't get checked out by them. And then Cass was like, no, I got checked out by the EMTs. That's who attended to me. And then Graves was like, okay, I don't know what happened, for the past few weeks leading up to this, but I do know what happened last week. So Corey Graves rolled some footage of Big Cass backstage where he got attacked at and where they found him at, and he set it up to make it look like he was attacked, but in actuality, he actually just laid down and pretended like he had gotten attacked. So Graves said he finds it curious that he was in the same position that he was found in, and that he said he was hit in the back by a knockout punch and had the lump on the back of his head the size of a golf ball or whatever, or a baseball. But they both know nobody attacked him, and he's the one that attacked Enzo. Enzo turned around and was like, dude, what the hell is he talking about? Are you serious? This is what happened? Big Cass looked at Enzo right in his face. He hesitated for a minute, and he was like, you damn right, I was the one that attacked you. And just proceeded to drop this hell of a promo on Enzo. He said Enzo has no idea what it's like to team up with him. He constantly runs his mouth. He even ran his mouth to Conor McGregor. He said there was plenty of times where he wanted to knock him upside his head or even knock him out. But he felt bad for him because nobody behind the curtain likes Enzo. He had to put up with his crap for years, every single day, until he finally snapped. He said he had to admit that it did feel good when he attacked Enzo. He said he would have snapped his neck like a twig a long time ago, but he wanted him to suffer for all those years he had to put up with him in NXT and in Tampa and now on Raw. When things got a little hot and fingers started getting pointed at him, he tried to cool them down. And he wanted to see how smart Enzo was going to be, to see if he could notice what was going on around him or if he was as dumb as he looked. And then he said he realized that Enzo is dumber than he looks. He's dead weight that's been holding him down from reaching his full potential, and he's the reason that he's never been a champion in WWE or NXT. His mouth is always writing checks that he can't cash because Big Cass is always right behind him to have his back. And then he nails Enzo in the face with a big boot, gets up close to him and says, you can't teach that. Holy crap. Incredible freaking promo. He spoke from the heart and I loved it. This wasn't like a pre-written down speech. I felt like he shot from the hip at Enzo and just said everything that we've been saying about Enzo and not that we don't like Enzo, but we just been noticing that, hey, Big Cass always has his back, and it seems like Enzo might be a little bit of dead weight to Big Cass, but they never can win the big one, and All the things we've been saying, Big Cass just aired them all out in front of Enzo, who had tears rolling down his face like he couldn't believe he was betrayed by his best friend, or so he thought. And Enzo sold it well. The looks on his face, his mannerisms were just perfect. Big Cass had the aggression going at Enzo and then nailed him with that boot. Holy crap. Oh my goodness. Everything about that was great. The crowd let Big Cass have it. They started booing him out the building. Enzo was knocked out. Kurt Angle attended to him. And then Big Cass just walked up the entrance ramp and just stared at him in the ring. And that's how Raw ended. But like I said, it was a little bit of things here and there that were alright. Goldust is apparently calling out our truth for next week's Raw. So that'll come to a head. But other than that, don't care about the tag team championships again. The women, let's not even talk about it. The cruiserweights, let's not talk about it. Titus Catering, let's not talk about it. Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel are joining the Miz's entourage. I'm kind of interested about that, but I have a really good idea for Bo Dallas, and it doesn't include the Miz at all. If you notice, Bo Dallas looks a little scruffy. Looks like his hair has grown out a little bit more than it already was. So I have a nice little idea for him. Maybe I can get that video out sometime this week. I want to talk about Bo Dallas a little bit. But yeah, that was pretty much it for Raw. Other than that, Raw was a pretty much forgettable show. But those two things right there were epic. That probably made Raw a 5.5. Just those two segments alone made it a 5.5. So, of course, I feel like SmackDown's going to be better tomorrow. We'll see. We got that controversy with the Money in the Bank for the women's side of things. We got Baron Corbin, the new Money in the Bank, new Mr. Money in the Bank. And, John Cena's coming back in a few weeks. So SmackDown has a few things to look forward to, except the fact that John Cena's going to be a free agent. That doesn't really make sense to me, but I don't know. We'll just have to see what happens. That was it for Raw. That's all I really wanted to talk about, but I just could not talk about what happened. Braun Strowman is back, so hopefully Raw gets a little bit better just because he's back. And now we have Big Cass finally turning on Enzo. So that was great. Those two things right there were great. They didn't have to do anything else on Raw. This was perfect. Let me know what you guys thought about this down in the comment section down below. Let me know which one was your favorite. Was it Braun Strowman coming back, or was it Big Cass turning on Enzo? I don't know. I think it might have been Strowman coming back. The pop he got was freaking incredible. But I did love what Big Cass did, so we got that to look forward to. I want to thank you guys for watching. I know it was a short video, but you can blame WWE for that because Raw sucked. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow for SmackDown Live. Peace.